Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday. Can I tell you that my fellow beeves are awesome? Like, awesome. Awesomely supportive and creative and insightful. And I appreciate them. I just thought you should know. Happy Friday. So this Friday we're talking about, me. and other trans guys that are going through transition with me. And, what it's like. Things we could change, things we do differently, and such. I definitely agree with Jess in that the gender spectrum is vast and complex, and definitely can't be split into two categories, dichotomy and such. But nevertheless, we are talking about transgender, transsexual, transitioning fellows today. So I guess I fit under that umbrella, right? For those of you that don't know, I am trans. I was born female-bodied, and my head didn't really match, so I've been undergoing physical, emotional, life-changing transition for 2 years now. 2 years now, this past February. And a year ago, in January, I got chest surgery. So the biggest question asked was, how do you go about dating? Who do you tell? When do you tell them? I know AJ and Lori mentioned, you could talk about that specific question for a great amount of time, but it definitely is up to the individual as far as when you tell and how you tell and if you tell and all of that jazz. Since I do live stealth, I'm not out completely in my real life, and so if I'm dating someone, then I don't automatically, it's not a conversation starter. I usually wait and get to know them and let them get to know me a little bit, and so that they see more than that. It's not like you walk up to someone and be like, "Hi, I'm gay." Well, most of you probably don't. As for me, if I could change anything about my transition, what would it be and why? I don't think that it would be something that I would change in my transition per se, but something I would change about growing up and about my socialization. I didn't really ever have a male role model. Like, I had a crappy dad, and I never had any older productive males around me, so I had no idea what that looks like. And so going into transition, I'm the oldest of my siblings, and I don't really have anything to go on. I'm kind of back at the drawing board. So it was really, really difficult for me to figure out what a gentleman looks like. Like what kind of guy do I want to be, and how to interact with women in a different way. Because I think for the most part, women interact firsthand in an emotional capacity, so that part of it is very easy for me. I can connect emotionally and intellectually very easily, but when it comes to leading or to doing some of the more male tendencies in a relationship, they're a little more difficult for me. So, I mean, it's just like the prime example I heard when I first started transitioning was of a trans guy friend of mine who passed a baby and the mom. And, for a female, if you see a baby just in passing in shopping or whatnot, and you say, oh, like, your baby's so cute, and you can kind of start a conversation and admire the child or whatever. But if you do that as a male, you kind of get funny looks. So there's just some social things and cultural things that I had to kind of adjust and learn to adjust. So I wish that I kind of had a mentor in that. But again, these videos and a bunch of other trans guy videos and blogs and resources, I hope help the guys that were like me, that didn't have a role model and that really don't know the steps and where to go from here. So there are some guys lucky enough to live in a completely understanding environment, and who, like some who choose to stay in the gay community, have different struggles. You know, I personally choose to live stealth, so my struggles and my transition and my journey sort of take a different approach than a lot of people. So please don't take what I'm saying to be a blanket statement by any means. It's just kind of my screwed up opinion. Second question: what types of experiences have I had that make me the man that I am? Well, first of all, I appreciate the compliment in saying that I'm a man. I don't think I'm quite there yet. I think I'm kind of a kid. I still kind of think of myself as 12, but I'm getting there. What types of experiences have made me who I am? I don't know. I don't necessarily attribute that to my transition, honestly. I think that most of my characteristics that I feel like will make me the best man had everything to do with the women that raised me. I got a strong dose of how to treat a lady, and that doesn't change, even though I do. You know, I think that my values and my personality and my characteristics are consistent. The only thing that kind of experience that I've had to wrestle with, I guess, would be the adrenaline, the anger, the rage issue. So don't think I'm a rageaholic or anything. It's just that I was always a passive, kind of laid back, chill person, and then once I started transition, the testosterone makes you kind of crazy face sometimes. So I had to learn how to deal with anger in a positive way. I don't necessarily think that, I mean, I know that it's hard to maybe comprehend, and it seems like, you know, a whole new world, because it's not something that has always been talked about, and it's not something that everyone experiences or knows someone who will experience. But you know, it's kind of the same struggle as you coming out, and as you becoming secure in your identity in the lesbian community or in the gay community, and you know, it just has some different tweaks to it. Something I'd definitely like to see get better is the amount of resources for trans people, especially here in the South and specifically in Texas. I can't say anything about any other state, but we have very little education and healthcare professionals that are experienced or trained, sensitivity training included. And so it's really hard. It's hard. You wouldn't imagine that you have to go through some big long trial just to go to the doctor, you know? If you're sick, or if you need some medication, or if you need insurance, or, you know, it's a lot of red tape, especially within the legal system, within getting your documents changed and all of that jazz. And so I wish that all of that was better in my transition and in the transition for people to come. And I know that there are people working on that, and you know, education is really the only way to push forward. But that's something I don't think people realize is so difficult. I don't know. I hope that answers your question. I know that we do these weeks, and I'm like the token trans guy, and so I'm supposed to have like some profound message to say, and I always kind of get lost in the details, I think. So if there's something I missed and you have some sort of specific question other than my anatomy, feel free to leave it below, or send me a video comment. And other trans guys, if you happen to watch this channel, feel free to respond. Please video comment me back and say, man, you're doing it all wrong. Here's what I want. Here's what I think you should tell them. Or you tell them, you know? I'm not the only one here. I just happen to be lucky enough to have the video spot. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all your support and understanding and questions and curiosities. I really think education is the only way that anything gets better. So, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Headed to Austin for the weekend, a little mini vacation. So I will see you next week. Happy Friday.